one for sure that I think is the most important for us to practice because you guys kind of struggled with it a little bit on your quiz last Friday. So please just make sure that today we're taking good notes, paying close attention. This is a video that you can watch again if you need to. Well, I wanted to start with one that is different from the coordinate proofs we've done before because it's going to use, instead of numbers, what do we have here? Look at this question. Here we've got variables, right? But we're going to use some information that we know about parallelograms in order to figure this out. So first thing I want us to notice is that S is at 0, 0. S is at 0, 0. How do we know that R is also at something, 0? Okay, it's on the x-axis. That's exactly correct, what Perla said. It's on the x-axis, so that's going to be something, 0. And then they made this 2a, which means if this whole thing from here to here is 2a, what would be right in the middle? If the whole thing is 2a, what would be halfway? Good, yeah, 1a. So I can mark this down. This is just a. A is somewhere like right in the middle. Make sense so far? Okay. Okay, then let's look at the other numbers that they have for p, because p is the most maybe like challenging one since it's kind of floating, right? It's not on the x-axis and it's not on the y-axis. So p, we've got something here and something here, right? On the y-axis, what is that? Based on the coordinate point, what would I write on the y-axis? We don't know what number it's at, but look at the coordinate point for p. Remember that the coordinate point is telling us where you are on the x-axis and where you are on the y-axis. So which of those coordinate point values is the y value? No, not 2b, that's the x value. It's 2c, yeah. So this is 2c, and this is 2b. So far so good? Any questions on what I've done so far? Okay. Well, now we need to figure out where in the world is Q. All right. Well, Q is at the same level, yeah, as P, right? So we know that at least we know the y value. We know that the y value is the same for P and Q. So we know that this one is going to be 2c, just the y value. So it's something, 2c. The x is what we don't know. We got to figure out where we are at this point. Well, let's take a look at what we've marked so far, okay? Look at the x-axis. We know where A is, we know where 2A is, and we know where 2B is. Okay, you guys are kind of working it out. No, it's not going to be 3A because 3A would probably be a little bit further. 3A would be somewhere over here. (2.5A). Here's my clue. Use the A and the B. 2AB. 2AB would make it, no, we'd be multiplying them together. Think about, we're adding, right? Because we're trying to get the full length. You guys are getting really close though. I want to show you something. So that green, 2A plus B. Okay, you're super close, Perla. You're really, really close. So this green line that I just drew, okay, I'm going to move it. Look, I'm going to do that again. Watch. I had it here. That line represents 2B. Now I'm putting it here. Good, guys. Oh, Tyrone, you got it first. Emily, you were a close second. You got it. So this distance representing 2B gets us to where we need to be. So, get it? I said 2B gets us where it needs to be. So we end up with this red portion, which is 2A, and then the green portion, which is 2B, gets us to where we gotta go. So this is, Q is 2A plus 2B, comma, 2C. Or the way Tyrone wrote it also works, 2A plus B, comma, 2C. So that one is challenging. I brought it up because I believe there is one kind of similar to it on your test coming up next week. So I wanted to show you what this looks like before that. But there's one more example on the next slide. So we'll do two of these, and then you'll expect a very similar one on your test. Questions on what I did so far? Okay. All right, here's a similar one. Find the coordinates of point R. And they're telling us that this is an isosceles trapezoid. Isosceles trapezoid. So I want you guys to just think about it for a moment on your own. And in fact, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes because I want you guys to think about it really well. Try different things out, get close up, use your finger on your screen, do what you need to do, see if you can figure it out.
Wait,
Hmm.
Miss, what does answer D say? I mean, yeah,
Answer D.
yeah, like, or is it just A, B, and C?
D would be C minus 2A, comma B.
Okay, thank you. Oh, there we go. I see it better now.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll give you guys about just a minute more. If you have a guess, even if you're not so sure, but you're just guessing, you can tell me in the chat.
Miss, me and Tyrone came up with an idea.
Okay, share. Go ahead and share it.
Okay. So you see how it says A comma B, and then for point A it says that it's C as the as the x coordinate.
Hmm.
So me and Tyrone are thinking maybe in the middle of A and C, like that line, there's gonna be a B.
Somewhere in the middle of A and C.
Yeah, because you see how it says A for coordinate T, and then it says C for coordinate A. So we're thinking that maybe in the middle there might be like a B, so it goes from A to C. But I don't
But
know.
there is no coordinate C. Wait, there is no point C. Can you circle what you mean? You can annotate so I can understand a little bit better. Because I think you're on the right track, but I'm not sure which ones you're talking about. Oh, okay. So that's okay. Well, those coordinate points are the x values, right? The A is the x value and the C is the x value. Okay. So here, so let me do a little annotation. So this would be A, right? Well, a little bit, hold on, I'm a little off. If I go straight down, that's gotta be A. Okay. And then we know that right here is C. So far, so good. Now, which other coordinate point variable can I mark on my graph? I have my A, I have my C. I got to put my B somewhere. Where is the B though?
Oh, it's on the y-axis.
It's on the y-axis.
That makes sense.
Right? So this right here is on the B, which is actually very useful information. I can eliminate at least one answer choice. Which one can I eliminate? D, yeah. Because I know that R, I might not know the X yet, but I know that it's going to be something comma B, since it has to be on the same level as point T. So I can eliminate answer choice. Oh wait, not D, Tyrone, sorry. I saw your answer and I got confused. Which answer choice can I get rid of? Right. Answer choice A, because what does A give me? A is saying that, right, C minus B is incorrect. Okay, well, I guess now I have to figure out where the X value is. So where are we on the X axis? Look at your remaining options. Think about how we did it in the previous problem and see if we can come up with a possibility for that X value. So right now we're just looking at the possible answers between B, C, and D. And we're trying to figure out which one will give us the correct answer for the X value. Okay, you want to eliminate D. I agree with you. I think we can eliminate D. Because if I take 2A, that's going to be a really long portion. Because A, let me highlight. Okay, that red bar represents A. That is A units, right? Well, 2 of those is going to be a lot longer. So I can basically eliminate D. What about between the rest of them? I'm going to do something that might be helpful, so watch. What do you guys notice? So if that portion is A, then if this is C, right here is C, if I take C and I take away A, I'm going to end up where I need to be. So yes, C is my answer. Whereas 2A would not get me where I need to be, because look at this. Here's A, right? If I add another A to it, it comes up short. It comes up short. This right here is 2A, but it comes up short. It doesn't get you to where you need to go. So C is the only one that works. Okay, again, kind of a weird question, kind of different from what we've been doing. But I know that there's going to be a similar one on the test. So here's a question. You can definitely come back, watch this video, review it one more time before Tuesday. Questions on these two problems? Okay. Now let's get to a problem that we're a little bit more familiar with. Can I get a volunteer to read this problem? Tyrone, go ahead.
Andy is studying a quadrilateral with the vertices A, which is 6, 1, B, which is 8, 2, C, which is 9, 4, and D, which is 7, 3. Which statements can explain how Andy could prove what kind of quadrilateral this is?
Perfect. Okay. So what should I do right away? We know the drill by now. I'm gonna just make a little diagram for myself. Okay. A, B, C, D. We've got 6, 1, 8, 2, 9, 4, and 7, 3. And what I would suggest for this problem is we're trying to figure out which of these statements would make the most sense, right? We're trying to find which one will be basically true. So I would say let's go through each possibility, mark it down, and see if it actually makes any sense. So possibility A says, find the slopes of the pairs of opposite sides to show that the figure is a parallelogram. Okay, so if we find the slopes of the pairs of opposite sides, will we be able to show that it is a parallelogram?
Yes.
And why is that?
Because we're going to prove that it has two pairs of parallel sides.
Good. So if we're able to show that these sides are parallel, we can prove that it would be, in fact, a parallelogram. So should we do that just to double check?
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay. Starting with, let's do our blue sides. The slope of AB. So we're doing 2 minus 1 over 8 minus 6. What do we got?
1/2.
1/2. What about DC? This would be
1/2 too.
also 1/2, yeah? 4 minus 3 over 9 minus 7. So those are parallel. What about our orange sides? So AD. That would be 3 minus 1 over 7 minus 6. What do I get?
2.
2. And then BC. 4 minus 2 over 9 minus 8. We also get 2. Yeah. Okay, so I just did that. Did I show that it is a parallelogram, or did I show that it's something more specific?
We showed that it's a parallelogram.
Good. Why is it not a rectangle?
We didn't prove anything about the angles.
We did, actually. Does anyone realize what we've proven? Do I know what type of angle this is or what type of angle it is not?
Yeah, it's not perpendicular angles or not 90-degree angles.
Not 90-degree angles. How do we know that?
Because the sides are not perpendicular, like adjacent, I think it is.
The adjacent sides, good, are not perpendicular, right? AB is 1/2, AD is +2. Those are not perpendicular because what would it need to be in order to be perpendicular? Good job, Janelle's. If they were not perpendicular, or if they were perpendicular, they would have to be not just reciprocals, but opposite reciprocals. So one of those would have to be a negative number. So it's not a rectangle. We can basically get rid of that answer altogether. And we know that A is correct because we need the slopes, not the lengths. So A is our answer. All right, that's how I would approach this type of question. First of all, always draw a picture. Second of all, work through each possibility to find which one makes the most sense. Questions on this problem? Okay. Similarly, you're going to see questions where you have to decide, and we've seen these before, right? We've seen exactly this type of question before, where you have to figure out what is the most specific type of quadrilateral. So I want you guys to get some practice, do this one on your own. I am going to put up a poll. If I can get it up, there it is. Okay. Work it out on your own. I'm doing it alongside with you because I haven't gotten the answer either. So go ahead and do it on your own on your piece of paper, Tyrone. You can draw a shape once we come back together. All right, when you have your answer, make sure you put it in our poll. And I'll close the poll in about a minute.
Miss, you already have your answer?
Mm-hmm. Feels pretty good, Jalen, not gonna lie.
I never knew it felt that good.
How we doing, guys? I only see one answer so far.
I'm almost done, miss.
Okay. Oh, you gotta pick up the pace, Tyrone. Okay, I have 2 answers so far. Three answers are in. Four answers are in. Okay. Anybody last minute? Pick one. I know, Tyrone, I know. Okay, I gotta move on. If you're still working on it, just see if you match. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. I'm not gonna share the answer yet, but I am going to share the results, which so far looks like A is winning, but not by much, only by 1. So let's check. So we need to check. All right. Well, I'm going to draw my shape as always. It's a quadrilateral, so I'm just going to draw a quadrilateral and label my sides or my points. Okay. Now, I'm going to just color code everything because I think that is a little helpful sometimes. Okay. I need the slope of all 4 sides to figure out what I've got. So let's start with AB. Who got the slope for AB? Zero over -4, which just simplifies to 0. What about DC? DC is also 0. Good. And I see, Tyrone, that you got AC. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, now I need AD. How about AD? Who's got that one?
I got 4.
4. That's correct. What about BC?
I also got 4 for that one.
Also 4. Good. So far, what can I keep? What can I get rid of? Which of
We can get rid of a B and C. Oh wait, yeah,
Yeah, we can get rid of B and C. Why is that?
because we just proved that the quadrilateral doesn't have 90-degree angles.
Good. So this is not 90 degrees. Perfect. Okay. But we still need to see if it's a rhombus. So what is the last check I can do?
We can check its diagonals.
The diagonals. Good. So DB and AC. Who's got those? I know that I think Tyrone got AC. He had 4/5. That's correct. Good.
For DB, I got 4/-3. I don't know if that's right.
That is correct. For -4/3. So these diagonals are they perpendicular?
No.
No, so not perpendicular, which means it is not what? What can I get rid of now?
The rhombus.
Not a rhombus. Okay, that's out. So it's just a plain old parallelogram. A is our answer. Questions on this one? This is a if you get a question like this on the test, take it slow, keep it neat, get all of those slopes just like I did here, and you'll be fine. It might take a little while, but it's not a difficult question to do. Any questions on it? Okay, so let's do another one. Same exact type of question, same exact process. Go ahead, get started on it, and I'll put up the poll. All right, y'all. Get those final answers in. 1 minute remaining. There's some bribery going on. Okay, I see 2 answers in so far. I'm waiting for 5 more. If you have not put your answer in, get it in. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, looks like we got our winning answer is B, but half of the people said B and half did not. So let's check. All right, first things first, I'm drawing my shape and labeling the sides. Okay, what is my, okay, let me actually color code it again, just to be as diligent as possible here. Okay, slope for AD, what do we get? Five over 2. For AD, I got something different. Oh, AD. Oh, you were talking about AB. Okay. What about AD though? Because you were right about AB. Five over 2. But AD is 1/2. Good. All right. What about BC? One-sixth. Interesting. And finally, DC. Yeah, we can cross out a lot of answers. But let's just do that last one just to finish it out. What do we get for this one? We get 3 over 2. 3 over 2? I got something else. Wait, did I? -4 minus -1. Oh yeah, no, you're right. 3 over 2. Okay. 3 over 2. Okay, this one's a little bit different, right? Do I have parallel sides?
No.
No parallel sides. So can it be any of these other than quadrilateral? No. It's just a plain old quadrilateral. Nothing special about it. Questions on this one? Okay, my 3 people, I don't know who they are because it is anonymous, but there were 3 people who got this one wrong. So those of you who got it wrong, do we understand how to do it right? Yes, good. But it's not about speed, Jalen. It's not about going faster. It's making sure that we're doing things accurately, okay? Every calculation is going to have positives and negatives. We got to make sure that we're doing it correctly. So would anyone like me to go over how to calculate the slope of one of these? Just to show it one more time how to calculate the slope? Oh, would anyone like me to just show one more time how to calculate the slope? Yeah, okay. Let's do one that has a lot of negatives. How about AB? Let me just show AB again. So AB, we know we're doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what would I write into here? We're doing AB.
We would put -2 for y2
Mm-hmm,
minus -7
mm-hmm.
over -4 minus -6.
-6, good. So I've got these double negatives, right? Which all turn into plus signs. So this is -2 plus 7 and -4
Oh.
plus 6. -2 plus 7. What does that give me? Good, 5. And -4 plus 6 is 2. 5 over 2. Okay, so again, all of that I just did on paper can take some time. You want to be very sure that you're doing it accurately and carefully, okay? So it is a lot of just writing and writing and writing, but we have to get into the habit of doing it because it's the only way. If you want to do it in your head, that's fine. Just make sure that you're doing it correctly because that doing things in your head is the number one recipe for disaster. We want to be very careful with these. All right. All right. I have one more. Would you guys like to do one more for practice? Sure? Okay. Oh, sorry. Too bad. Sorry, Jalen. Okay. One more. Go ahead and get started. Put it in the poll, and then we'll compare. Wow, I already have an answer? That seems like somebody rushed. Okay, I've got 4 answers in so far. But right now it's tied between 2 possibilities. It's a long time away, Perla, but it's gonna fly by for you. All right, 4 answers in. I'm still missing a couple more. All right, final answers in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, here are my results. We've got kind of all sorts of different answers. So this one, definitely want to go over it. Here we go. We got A, B, C, D. They didn't give me names for them, but I always just like to label them so that I can be very organized. This is 5, 0 and 3, -1. Okay, here we go. Starting with AD. What is the slope of AD? Who got that one?
AD, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be -4.
Negative.
over- Well, wait. I did something wrong. let me
What's up?
let me go check.
Okay.
Wait.
Does anyone else want to share what they got for AD?
1.
1. Anyone else?
2.
2.
-1 minus 3 is -4. 3 minus 1 is 2. So -4 over 2.
-1 minus 3 over 3 minus 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. -1 minus 3 is -2. 3 minus 1,
Miss, -4, not -2.
you're right. Sorry. And then 3 minus 1 is 2. There we go. So we get -2. -2. So if you got 1, that means you went backwards. Jalen, you got to practice those positives and negatives. I don't know what else to tell you. What about BC?
Me too, miss. For some reason, it seems
Yeah, I
like
don't know what's going on, you guys. You guys are usually really good at it. I don't know if you're like, we've done it so much that it went
yeah.
backwards and now you're getting it all wrong.
No, because like I did it, and I did it like I made sure I got the right points,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 1/2 for both sides. I don't know.
Let's just do it again. Let's just do it all, write it all out and make sure we're doing it properly. For BC, it would be 0 minus 4 and 5 minus 3, which also gives me -4 and 2. -2. So I know that those are parallel. Since those are parallel, what answer can I get rid of? Good, A is out. Kites do not have parallel sides. Okay, next up, blue, AB. What do we get for AB?
That one is 1/2.
That one is 1/2.
3 is 1, and 3 minus 1 is 2.
Good, that one is 1/2. What about DC?
So that's 1/2 too.
1/2 as well. Would anyone like me to show the calculation for those? Okay, can I get rid of anything at this point? I would argue that yes, you can get rid of one answer. Which one? Parallelogram. Good. Because what do I know now? I know that I have parallel sides, and what else do I know? Perpendicular angles. Good. They're perpendicular because the slopes are perpendicular. Okay, last one. If I need to figure out if it's a square, what's the last thing I check? Jalen's got it. If I want to use the distance formula, then yes, Perla, you could check the lengths of the sides. But you can also just check the slopes of the diagonals, and then all you have to do is the slope formula. It's a little bit easier. So slope of, hold on, let me label this, AC. Did anyone get that one yet? If nobody's done it yet, we can do it together.
I was about to say the answer. I just did it in my head though.
That's fine. Let's do it together. Or
Okay.
Janelle's can just give us the answer. But I will show how to do it just in case. No, that's okay. So this would be 0 minus 3 and 5 minus 1. Negative 3 over 4. What about dB? Yeah, 5 over 0. 4 minus negative 1 over 3 minus 3. That's 5 over 0. When something is over 0, what does it mean about that line? What type of line is it? We went over this the other day. Because plug it into your calculator. What is good? That would be undefined. 5 divided by 0, you get an error message. You have undefined. Now, what actually does that mean? What direction is this line going in? What type of line is undefined? Good, there you go, straight up. Remember, vertical line is undefined. So this is just a vertical line. Vertical. Horizontal is the other way. Think of the, here's a way to remember it, Jalen. Think of the horizon. When you look out at the horizon, yeah, you're looking at the horizontal line that makes up the horizon.
Ms. Lopez, let me tell you how from hearing horizontal so much, I was gonna say it's pronounced horizon. I'm so dumb.
Okay, so long story short, are the diagonals going to be perpendicular? Is that going to be a 90-degree angle? No. That is not 90 degrees. Therefore, it is not a square. It is a rectangle. Questions on this one? Okay, this is the last chance to practice this specific type of question. So make sure that if you have any remaining questions, you ask them in the chat. Okay, let's see. This is another one. It's similar, but what is going on in this question? We get point A, we get point B, we get point C, but we do not get point D, do we? So I'm going to draw it out and we'll go from there. We're trying to prove that this is a square. We're trying to prove that this is going to be a square. So I drew it a little bit more like a square. We don't know where D is, but we have some information. So which of the following additional statements is sufficient to prove that quadrilateral ABCD is a square? Okay, so we need to know, we need to have sufficient information. Well, what can I calculate? What can I not calculate? Let's start there.
Uh, I was gonna say distance, the distance, to see if there's congruent sides for the other three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. We can check to see if the distances are going to be equal, right? So, well, first of all, I need to remember my distance formula. What is my distance formula?
It's the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared.
Good. Beautiful. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and use that formula to figure out the sides that I do have. So I have AB, I have BC, and that's all I've got so far, but I can at least do those. The distance of AB is going to be 8 minus 6 squared. Oh wait, that's my y's, I'm sorry. Let me do that properly. 6 minus 2 squared plus 8 minus 6 squared. Go ahead and figure out what that will equal, and then I'll start writing down the other one, the distance of BC.
No, nothing, miss. That was an accident. I was gonna say the answer, but you were talking.
That's okay. So far, I'm just writing this down. Okay. Did we get something for AB?
Yes.
All right, what you got?
I got the square root of 20.
The square root of 20. That sounds about right. What about for BC?
The same thing.
Same thing. Would anyone like me to show how we got the square root of 20? To show the steps? No? Okay. Well, square root of 20 can be broken down. What is a factor of 20 that is a perfect square?
4.
4, good. 20 is 4 times 5. I can take the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is
2.
2. So this is 2 root 5. 2 times the square root of 5, which is also going to be the case for BC.
Wait, miss. When you do that, wait. The 2 and then the square root of 5. Wait.
Let me break it down further for you.
Yeah, because I just confused myself.
Agree or disagree?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay, square root of 4 is 2. So this is 2 times the square root of 5.
Okay, I understand.
Good. Okay, now let's look at the answer choices. Which of those is the only one that will be enough information, has to be enough information, to prove our square is a square? Yes, Jalen.
Wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that.
You raised your hand.
I didn't mean to
share-
do that.
Share with the class which of the following answer choices is the only one that is enough information to prove that we have a square.
I don't know.
I love how he just started whispering.
I'm lost. I hate it.
Oh my god. we're so
ASMR.
crazy. Okay,
Yes,
I
please
think
go.
I think it might be B, but don't quote me on that.
Did you say B or D?
B as in boy.
B as in boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's check. So if CD is 2.5, or not 2.5, 2 root 5. Okay, that would give me 3 congruent sides, right? That would give me 3 congruent sides. However, let's consider the possibility of this. Let's consider something for a moment. Let me move this aside. Let's pretend I have the following. I have A to B is 2 root 5. I have B to C is 2 root 5. And I have C to D is 2 root 5. Would that be a square?
No.
No, it would not, right? So what else do you need to know in order to be sure that it's a square? It's okay, Perla. No, I'm glad that you said that one because I was kind of leading you guys towards the wrong answer on purpose. I wanted us to I wanted to be able to show.
Miss Lopez, this is the second time. Wow. How
Sorry.
could you ever do
I'm sorry.
It's okay, that's how we learn.
That is how we learned. That's exactly why I did it. Would anyone like me to test a different answer choice?
Yes, please.
Okay. Which other choice could be possible for me to check?
C.
C. Okay. If CD and AD, CD and AD are congruent. Okay. Ooh, that one's interesting. So they say that CD and AD have to be congruent, but do they tell us how much they should measure?
No.
No, right? So what if I had something like this? Where this was 4 and that was 4. Would that be a square?
Definitely not.
No. But AD is congruent to CD. It's just not the right length. So C is also not correct. But now we're closer, right? Let's check the other two. Which one do you guys want me to check next?
I think it might be D. Because
D.
A, I feel like doesn't make sense.
Okay, so D is saying that BD has a slope of 3 and a length of 2 root 10. Okay, so BD is referring to what? BD is our diagonal, right? Well, what do we know about the diagonals of squares? Fill in the blanks for me. Perpendicular, good. There's one more thing.
Is the first fill in the blank about
Is the first fill in the...
oh sorry.
So squares have perpendicular diagonals. Squares also have,
Congruent sides.
but fill in the blanks. I'm talking about diagonals here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
So squares have perpendicular diagonals and squares have... What else is true about the diagonals?
Congruent diagonals.
Yeah, they're also congruent. Squares have congruent perpendicular diagonals. So the only way to check, okay, so if AC and BD are congruent and perpendicular, then that is enough information to tell that this is a square. So we have to check if that number that they put there is the correct number. Which means, what do I need to find now? What should I check? What should I try and get now? If I'm talking about diagonals, which one's the only diagonal that I can check right now?
AC.
AC. So let's check AC. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's start with the slope of AC. Slope of AC is going to be 4 minus 6 over 8 minus 2. 4 minus 6 is
2, -2, my bad.
-2. 8 minus 2,
6.
6, which is -1/3. -1/3. Then we also have to check the distance of AC, right? Because I'm trying to see if it is congruent and perpendicular. We're checking to see if it's congruent as well as perpendicular. So for perpendicular, I checked my slope. For congruent, I check my distance. So the distance of AC, that's going to be the square root of 8 minus 2 squared plus 4 minus 6 squared. What do we get?
Isn't that the square root of 40?
Good, yes. This would be the square root of 40.
I was kind of waiting for Jalen to answer since he wanted to answer the question, but he never did.
You never did, so too bad, Jalen. Sorry. She beat you to it. Gotta go faster than that. Okay, so square root of 40, is there a factor of 40 that is a perfect square?
Or
4, right? 40 is 4 times 10. Well, what's the square root of 4?
2.
2. So this is the same as 2 times the square root of 10. Is answer choice D our answer?
Yes.
It sure is. Okay. Questions, questions, questions.
I have a question.
Go for it.
If it's telling us that, oh wait, never mind. It's talking about the diagonal. Never mind.
What do you mean? I just want to clarify.
No, I just thought that it was talking about side AB. I like saw wrong, but it's talking about the diagonal. I was gonna ask if the other two sides were 2 times the square root of 5, then why wasn't this side 2 times?
Oh, yeah.
But
No,
was
it's
the
2 times the square root of 10 because it's the diagonal, yeah. Yeah. Why is A wrong? Let's just look quickly at A, just to double check. So A is telling me, what if I had the A, B, hold on, A, B, and C, just like before. And then it was like, what if the slope of AD is -2? Well, the slope of this one, which we didn't do it, but I'll tell you now, slope of this one is -2. So if this is -2, what do we know?
that has one parallel side.
That it has at least one pair of parallel sides. But does that tell us anything? Like this would still be parallel, it would just not be a square, it would be a trapezoid.
Yeah.
Right? So that's not enough information either. All right. I believe that is all we have time for today. We didn't get to a lot of these actually. And they're good problems. So I think what I want to do is give you guys these problems in more of like a study guide that you can work on over the weekend, since we didn't get to them today. So my thought, here's what I'm gonna do. The test is Tuesday. You guys will have, you have Monday off, no school on Monday. So don't hate me, but I will be giving you this over the weekend as more of like a homework assignment to practice, since this is the most important part of the test. Okay, so don't think of it, I'm not punishing you. I don't want to give you guys too much work, but this is a test, so I do want you guys to have something to practice with. So these remaining problems, you'll see them on Teams over the weekend as a homework assignment. Sound fair? Hopefully that's fair.
No.
Okay. But you do have an assignment that's due tonight at midnight, so please make sure you get that done. It is on, wait, no, Miss Lopez lies. This is on Friday. I keep forgetting. Sorry.
3 times a strike.
Friday at midnight. But the earlier, the better. Make sure you get that in as well. Okay, that is all for today. Make sure you rewatch this video to study over the weekend. This, like, I can't stress this enough. This is the most important part of the test. Please practice it. Please, please, please. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good day.
Miss Lopez, I lied. 2021.
Oh my God, Jaden. Bye, Miss.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.